All right, so I'm back again, and I had a conversation this morning with a few friends, and one friend, man, he's really upset. He's like a really aggressive character, and we were discussing like the state, of mankind. We were just talking about highs, shit like that, and he was like, "Yeah, I don't believe you know things are gonna be good," and I'm like, "Why not?" He's like, because people don't want to work together. People don't want. People are greedy. That's what he was saying. He was saying people are greedy. He's saying he doesn't believe people don't want to help each other. And everybody's out for themselves. Everybody's trying to be self-reliant and only focus on them. And then and I thought about it, and I thought about a, a, I think a theory or something where I seen it on Instagram. It's like a spoon. It's like these characters all have these long spoons, and they're all trying to reach the food in the middle of in the middle of a like a like a circle, but it's in a place where they have to use the long spoon because they can't reach it. They can't reach the bowl; it's too far away in the center. And if they fall, they will fall into like an abyss or something. And so they have to use these long spoons to help get the food out. And all of them are trying to get the food at once, and they're like hitting each other's spoons and breaking each other's shit off, and they're getting mad. And then one person decides, like, all right, man, this is dumb as hell. Let me just get this spoon and feed the person like across from me or next to me or something, adjacent to me or something. And that person um, is like, whoa, and they eat the food. And then they, wind is really blowing right now. That person gets mad, or that person eats the food, and then everybody else comes to a realization, like, oh, maybe we should just share it. And they put their spoons in the food, and they start to like share it around. It's some type of theory, somebody made it up, somebody thought about it. So I thought about that, and then I was like, you know what? I don't really believe you on that though, man, because people aren't that stupid. People are pretty smart. People, when it comes to survival instincts and like um, people realizing that they don't want to like die, then people like get smart. Like because we have empathy, because we know, like, when you see somebody like suffering, you feel that. We have that ability as human beings to do that. And so I don't really believe that people will continuously be for themselves like for a long time. I just don't believe it, because to the human mind, human capacity, it doesn't make any sense. So I was like, man, I don't know if I can believe you on that. And he was quiet for some moments, and then another friend, uh, he was like, yeah, man, you're kind of right. I mean, you got a point. And then the other friend, she comes in and she's like, well, yeah, according to calculations, she's this like really nerdy girl and really smart character. But she was like, yeah, according to calculations, um, let's see, what did she say, man? She's really smart. She's really like into facts and knowledge and shit. But she was like, oh yeah, according to the population on the planet, there's 7 point something billion of us. There's like, oh, it's going on 8 billion, and going on 8 billion. If you take everybody's, not everybody, but people are aware of like the 1% and shit like that. You know, the when it comes to the system that we live in, the like economical system and hierarchy of human intelligence or whatever the fuck that system is built on. When it comes to that status, we have a system, and people are aware at this point in time, globally, that there's 99% of us are such and such. 1% of us are, beyond or well off in society, say like that. So, 85% is like mentally drowned and not wanting to know anything. 10% is like people who know but are kind of like scared, and then 5% are people that are like really in tune and like really making shit happen behind the scenes, but they have to do it in a sort of way that's discreet and not out there because they're outnumbered. But just with those numbers, she was playing around, and with those numbers, uh, we got to the topic of the 1% of people being rich or people being well off. Those people, if you take 8 billion, sorry, that's just hair. If you take 8 billion and take 1% from that, I believe you get like 88 million or 80 million, something like that. Let me see, man. Let me do this math. She was just really on it. She just knew what was good. Um, so we take 8 billion million billion. One, two, three, four, yeah. And times it by 0.01, you get 8 and 7 zeros, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that's 80 million. Because you take boom there, boom, 80 million. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 80 million. She was saying that 80 million people um, want things to stay the same and don't have any like specific cares about what's going to happen because they believe that everything in their world is going to be okay. And the world that they live in, I got this piece of information from studying Civ and Bomar. The world that they live in, the 80 million, is not even a real world. It's an imaginary world um, that is based off of unnatural things happening. Like it's not based off of like natural law. It's not based off of um, like nature. It's based off of like creation, not creation in a natural way. It's an unnatural creation. That's what that's what they live in. So these 80 million people are banking, making money, and delivering power, or basically investing their time, their own resources, whatever they have, into this system. And so those people believe that that is going to make the change in the world, or that's going to be like that's the real world. While the other 99% or majority of the world, the natural world, the planet Earth, people who live on that, there's crazy noises happening everywhere. It's crazy. Um, the people who live in that 99% who are like, they live off of the Earth. They are original people, they, they don't have a whole lot, and many of them are like suffering and are still dying or living at rates of like, 30 to 40 years old, 50 years old. But these people in the 1%, they're living to like 90, they're getting heart transplants and they're getting like all this shit to keep them pumping, but they live in a false reality. The rest of the 99% live in the actual matrix, the real world, or the natural world. So what she was saying, what she broke down to me was, based off those statistics, we can see who wishes to bring, or who wishes to live in what my man was saying earlier about, people are selfish, people are just self-reliant, they just want to live for their own causes, and they don't want to share, they don't want to um, help others. So we can see, based off of those statistics, who wishes to maintain the agenda of what type of world and society that we are living in and sustaining, as far as like, what we see in TV, television, uh, what we see in mass media, like all of the stuff that keeps most of the people feeling like we're in jeopardy. That agenda is being used, or is being is uh people, the 1%, or the people who are living in this false reality, the 80 million, those people are living in that false reality, and they're keeping that engine going. They're keeping that system going by by being involved in it, by, in various different ways. Like, it's not just a one piece. It's not a one size fits all. I mean, there's like, there's secret societies and all that shit, like all that BS, just all the stuff that like people are starting to come aware about and stuff. But it goes deeper than just one society or one group of people. It's not like a race of people where, oh, it's just white men, or it's just, you know, rich white men. I mean, those are probably maybe predominantly, but that doesn't mean that like that's that one person to blame. It's just the system that they have been perpetually involved in, because of the belief of, you know not even the belief, like um the engineered belief system of, like, there's not enough to go around. The world is scarce in resources, and it is. But what I'm talking about is, um like, people being blinded by this stuff, and the people who know the differences, or people who know the facts. This girl, man, she's dope, but um she's my friend. I'm so glad that I met her. It's dope. But yeah, like, what I'm saying is, that belief system is blinding those 1%, because they believe so fiercely in this stuff, and it's keeping the system alive. The perpetual, reliance of power, of false power. Like, I, I can guarantee that those 1%, they believe that we need oil, that we need um, money, that we need bank systems. We need that stuff. Like, all that stuff is created, and it's perpetually creating power and generating power, because people believe in that. And those 1%, like those people, they believe that that system is going to keep it running, and that's it. And as long as we're attached to that, as long as we keep that running, everything is good. When actuality, when in all actuality, that system is creating a massive amount of debt, war, calamity across nations, across the whole world. Uh, it's keeping the 7.9 billion people in check and like basically subjected to that power system and that power source. So as long as that, as long as those 80 million believe that that's what's happening and what's going to be happening, then we will continue to like rely on foreign oil, which is depleting. By the way, like it's depleting, man. Like this stuff is going away at a rapid rate. Why? Not because there's not a whole lot of it on Earth. It's because there's so many people on Earth that are using this stuff at such a wide amount. It's ridiculous. Like almost all the products that we use, man, are based on are using oil. And so with that in mind, if you got, me plus 7.9 billion, crazy. Do you even think about that? You plus 7.9 billion, just like if you had that many people on Earth, and not everybody's using that stuff. Not everybody's using these things, but a lot of people are, especially in the United States. And if you think about it, what she brought another point to me was 80 million people. If those 80 million people are in that system, then think about it. The population of the United States is like 330 million. So 80 million is like less than a third of that, because 330 million, if you take 80 million times 3, that's only 240 million. That's less than a quarter. Or is it? No. Oh, it's a little bit more than, how much is that? How much is that? 240 million out of 330 million. So I think it's more than half. Yeah, it's a little bit more than half. 30 divided by 240 divided by 330. That's 72%. So 80 out of 330 is not even 25%. It's like 24%. So that is less than a quarter of the people in the United States that believe, hey, everything's fine. We're using oil. We found more oil. Like people are like, and the reason why oil is such a topic, because hello, it's a massive amount of energy that we use. A massive amount. Incredible. Like heat. I watched a video on YouTube. I think it's titled "Gone." Human extinction, I think, and it just breaks all this stuff down about how much oil we're using, how much we will need in the next like 20 to 30 years, and the expansive amount of people. Like the population is going to grow because people aren't dying at such a rapid rate in the United States anyway, or in this first world society, which is not just the United States. I mean, it's probably Canada, it's probably like Australia, it's probably majority of Europe, probably Japan, China, like all these big powerhouses of wealth, and this 1% created society that we live in. That is what is what we're basing life off of right now, pretty much, as far as like resources and energy. That is a majority of what we live off of. And so, with that being said, those people believe that we're doing fine and everything is okay. When in actuality, It doesn't look that bright. Like that looks like it's going to end sometime soon, like within the next 20 to 30 years. That's what it looks like. But yeah, I thought I'd share this because it was a conversation that I had this morning, and it was very enlightening. It was very positive, and it made me think a lot about just my position in the world as like a young person, as a leader, as somebody who will probably continue to think this type of way for a long time to come, just because of what I've experienced and what I've come to know in this time of my life. And yeah, shout out to my friends. I'm not going to name them. I'm going to leave them anonymous. But shout out to my friends for just being cool people, down to earth, and being able to relate and talk about this stuff. It was really, really enlightening. But people have faith in the natural realm of things, not the unnatural. Have faith in the natural realm of things. Later.